Mr. Krabs, it's time for a dead check video!
What does that even mean?
Hang on, wait a minute. Hasn't that been in the game for months now? Okay, I guess I'll do it. But instead of starting this with something really energetic like I usually do, I'm gonna start off with a calm segment that shows you exactly what I like about Dencheck. Ready? Here we go. Using the new technology given to me, I was able to build a small house to my liking. As you can see, it's very comfortable and I really like... Shut up, I'm trying to record. As you can see, we've got a nice little couch that you can sit on. We've got this nice little table that you can sit at with a little relic of the past, I guess is what you could call it. And last but not least, over here, we have the... sorry, it's a little hard to move in here. And last but not least, we have the gamer pad over in this corner for all of the wannabe streamers and stupid collision boxes. Anyways, yeah, this is my cozy little house. If you want to come by the den and just check it out, why can't I move? Why can't I move? You know what? Forget it. Low energy is not something we could do here. Let's just go back to full speed. Den Check is a members-only feature that allows you to move your items in your dens in ways that you couldn't before. Despite it being members-only, if you lose your membership, the items will stay exactly where they were until you move them again. This is what you can do with them. Tab number 1 is for movement. It allows you to micromanage any item that you place down on any of the 3 axes. Tab number 2 is for rotation. It's basically the exact same thing, but you can change the angle of the item instead. Tab number 3 is for size. It allows you to make the item either really big or really small. The collision box allows you to decide whether you hit things or not. The pivot button, I honestly have no idea. I don't know what this thing does. Like, I tried to use it. I literally have no clue. Don't like the convoluted movement? Use grid snap. What the... What happened? What the heck is this? Where am I? I genuinely don't know how I managed to do this. I don't even think this is supposed to be possible, but I gotta get out of here, dude. I'm busy. That's better. As I was saying before that rude interruption, don't like how convoluted movement is? You can use grid snap. It makes it so much simpler. You can do this with movement, rotation, and size. The reset button resets the property. Okay, now that we've got a basic grasp of what this thing can do, let's have some fun. But first, a word from our sponsors. The astute of you that have been watching this so far may have noticed that I am now in a pack. That is because it is my pack. As of the time this video goes out, which will probably be in between early to mid-August, I would say, it's not open to the public. I want to open it up eventually and make it into some sort of a little fan club, but you know, as of now, I'm just not ready for that yet. But I will let you know whenever the pack is ready and when it is open. I'd like to fix my upload schedule before I do anything crazy like that, you know? Anyways, strap onto your butts because a pack is coming in the near future. Probably. And now, a worm from our regularly scheduled content. As I mentioned before, I primarily use this feature for micromanagement, you know, just little tweaks to items to make them look even better. But that's not the only use for this feature. You can also do really funny stuff, and this next segment is going to highlight exactly that. Sometimes you see an item with giant in its name and you think, can I make this even bigger? Well, now you can. Sometimes you see a really small item and you think, is there a way I can make this even less visible? Well, now you can. But there's so much power to this feature. Why would you stop at just big thing big and small thing small when you can take your comedy to the next level effortlessly? I mean, look at this. I literally hand-built a toilet just so I could say I built Skibbity Grilly. There are no toilet items in this game, but I made one just for this joke. But that, my friends, is still only a fraction of the power of Dencheck.
Wow, I sure am having fun playing this new game that I downloaded. I'm gonna see if I can decorate my den a little bit because this is a little... Oh, wait, what the heck was that? What? You know, I don't think that's supposed to be there.
We were all thinking it. I know we were. Yes, this does affect an item's ability to go out of bounds. This den, however, was probably a terrible example considering you can pretty much make anything go out of bounds. But this is just partially, though. With the power of Dencheck, you can do so much more. The fine-tuning is even so nice that I managed to figure out a way to make an item look like it's actually out of bounds instead of being incredibly janky like the frozen garden was. That's not the point I wanted to make, though. What if we could break the game with this? Dens have barriers in order to give you a limited, reasonable amount of space to be able to decorate with. Like, for example, this wall right here. If you reach the wall, you reach the barrier, and you can't feasibly get past the barrier. I had a few methods in mind to try to bypass this. The first one being I use a giant item, turn on collision, and put it near the barrier, hoping that the hitboxes would overlap weirdly somehow and free me from this prison. They did not overlap. Okay, fair enough. That's good game design. What I'm gonna need to find next is something that will force me to stay in one place while I'm moving the item. And then I thought of it. A chair. When your animal goes near a chair, it automatically toggles sitting. So my next theory was if a chair would automatically move your animal with it if you moved it with den check. And my friends, the answer is... No. No, it doesn't at all. I wasn't going to give up just yet, though. All I needed to do was find something that would be able to force movement so that I could go out of bounds from within bounds. After hours upon hours, days upon days, weeks upon months of inventory surfing, which is why it took so long to make this video, just kidding, it was around 3 minutes, I had finally found it. The ultimate tool to make this scientific breakthrough possible. The Kitty Water Slide! Just hear me out on this, guys. This mechanic is perfect. It allows me to travel into one direction, and then it keeps me there whenever I'm done. All I need to do is bring it a little bit out of bounds, line it up, going out of bounds, put it just outside of reach so that it'll actually transport me out there, and finally... Oh, yeah, there's a failsafe. So even if I wanted to get out of bounds, I can't. Yes, unfortunately the devs had more than 4 brain cells and decided to patch out methods to get out of bounds. And this isn't exclusive to this den either. Trust me, I tried it on my main den and it doesn't work there either. And I guess while you can technically break the barrier, you can't really do anything. It just blips you back to your spawn point, so there's really no point. Before anybody asks, no, it doesn't work if you try to go under the map instead of outside of the barrier. It just does the exact same thing, unfortunately. So to recap, we can do the funny, but we cannot do the exploit funny, which, yeah, fair enough, I guess. But even if you can't clip out of bounds, you know what you can clip into? That little red subscribe button at the bottom of your screen with your mouse icon. That's what I'm talking about. No, but really, I would love to hit 100 subs soon-ish, so please subscribe. Anyways, in order to lead into the next segment, here's a flashback sequence.
Oh my god. I am not gonna sleep tonight. Whoa, oh god. Oh my god, that is so incredibly cursed.
I mean, y'all seriously have no idea how grateful I am that I never have to deal with that horse ever again. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Why is he here? Why is he in my den? Seriously? Yeah, it works on animal models. One unfortunate quirk about the animal models, however, is that they do not work with fit check, so it kind of just looks like this. Fortunately, that doesn't still stop you from making your animal into pretty much another pet. Thanks to the movement modifiers, you don't even have to have that ugly little disc underneath it either, so it's more convincing. This unlocks even more potential, as now you can put animals as the centerpiece of your decorations. And it gets even cooler when you remember that you have pretty much infinite combinations with items on animals. You can make flying animals actually fly. I mean, it doesn't get rid of the disc, but look at it, he's flying! Duck. Another thing you could do is... Wait, what? Why am I... What? Wow, there are a lot of bugs in this video, huh? What I was going to say is you can now make a mysterious elder god in your den that you must make honorary monthly sacrifices to for his precious paint seeds. Among other things, of course. So, with everything I've just said in mind, how would I rate Den Check? You know, I actually contemplated putting this video off indefinitely. Like, I was thinking for months, if I make a Den Check video, it's just going to be the exact same as Fit Check. I'm just going to do funny, weird, stupid stuff and be done with it. But no, while I was doing the research for this video, I found a lot of interesting tech that I don't think I would have ever known about if I hadn't looked at this feature in depth like I just did. Before I made this video, I had never even contemplated that it could be possible to go out of bounds in this game. But here I am now with a reawakened mind and a fresh view on life. Okay, that's a little overzealous, but my point is the feature is good. I really, really like it. I'm definitely going to be playing around with it a lot more often just to see what I can do. It's probably not going to be able to go much farther than I've already done in this video, because I'll be honest, I exhausted pretty much everything I could think of trying to squeeze this all into 10 minutes. But, you know, production value aside, because that's really not the point, the rating I'd like to give DenCheck is a solid 8 out of 10. The controls look, feel, and, well, pretty much are extremely simple, but there's a lot more that you can do than what originally meets the eye. Have you ever heard of the hypothetical, if you put an infinite amount of monkeys into a room with infinite typewriters, they'll eventually write Shakespeare? Well, imagine putting an infinite amount of jammers with DenCheck into a room, and an infinite amount of different items. What are you gonna get? Somebody's eventually gonna make a one-to-one small replica of the entire map of Jama. And if somebody can do that successfully, I will make them a special guest in a video. I'm not even kidding. Anyways, yeah, I think that's all I really had to say about the feature. I will say, it was really nice yapping about something long-term again that isn't just a weird tier list. Who knows? Maybe my motivation to make videos again has returned. Or maybe I'll disappear again for another 4 months. You'll just have to wait and see, won't you?
Until next time, losers.